Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm here today with Haley Westrich. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome.
Good.
So what's new with you?
Nothing much.
Nothing?
Branson's picking up, so
It is.
It's been crazy trying to get around town lately.
That's good.
It is good.
That's good. This weekend coming up, now some people may be watching this later, but right now we launched this episode on April 12th. But this weekend coming up is Elvis weekend.
Yeah.
And so people might be seeing lots of Elvis-looking dudes in town.
You might see him around town everywhere.
You know, and Dean Z, who is the #1 tribute artist for Elvis in the entire world, has a show tomorrow night over at Legends in Concert, late, like 10:30, 10:45-ish. Be sure to check that out. So I went last year. And
are you going this year?
Well, if I can,
yeah.
I can. I'll have to see. But it was amazing when I went last year, and late at night the crowd was crazy. I like crazy crowds. I don't like, you just got to get into the music.
More fun that way.
You really do. Okay, we used to do this segment, things that make you go and we kind of haven't done that for a while, but we're going to do something similar this week called Dumb Questions People Have Asked. And they're pretty dumb.
Oh boy.
Here it is. And it's not my question or Haley. These are things that we found on the internet. On a map, is the blue part the water or the sky?
Oh my.
That's pretty dumb.
That is dumb.
Here's the next one. I told one of my classmates I got malaria when I was a baby, and she was like, "Oh my goodness, did you survive?"
Oh my word.
That's pretty dumb.
That's terrible.
I like this one. On a microwave, if you push 60, will it cook for 60 seconds or 1 minute?
Oh my.
And then, can I safely look at a picture of the sun?
That's funny.
That's pretty interesting. Mm-hmm. Pretty interesting. So we don't advise looking at the sun directly, but maybe you can look at a picture. Yes. So anyway, we have a new artist today.
We do. We've got Layne Victoria with us from the Baldknobbers here with us.
And so she has just joined that show.
Yeah.
So
great addition.
We talked to her on just a segment, like when she was at Hard Luck Diner, and we'll talk probably a little bit about that. But so she's been on our show, but not like in the chair.
Right.
So anyway, folks, you're gonna have to stay tuned, get to know this new Branson entertainer, Layne Victoria. So stay tuned. We'll be right back in just a moment with more Play Branson.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Welcome back to Play Branson. Now, you might just think, what just happened? Because we were just in the studio. And so now we are actually on set here at the Baldknobbers Theater. And so we just got flexible because Layne here, our guest, her car broke down. And so we just said, we've got to adapt. And so now we're on location. And so good to have you here, Layne.
Thank you so much.
And so do you prefer to go by Layne Victoria or just Layne?
Yeah, just Layne.
Layne, okay.
Layne Victoria is kind of my more full name.
Name. Okay. So, as we talked about in the past, we want to introduce you to new stars and new entertainers in Branson. And so you just joined the Baldknobbers family, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but I always like to take people back and talk about history. And so tell us a little bit about your history and background and how it all led up to this point.
Yes. Well, I was raised in a family that really loves music, and it's always been amazing to me how you can see kind of what a child is going to love and what a child is going to become even at a very young age, you know. And ever since I was little, I I was just singing and dancing around the house, and it's always been something that I've loved. My little sister, when she was 3 and 4 and 5, she was just creating and making crafts and things, and that's what she's still doing. But when I was little, I was singing, and my dad, who is a football coach, when he realized that I loved to sing, would have me singing by the piano and laying on the floor with books on my belly, teaching me to sing properly,
Wow.
And so I realized at a young age that it was something that I felt like God put in me to use to bring joy to others. And I remember this one time I was 8 years old, and I had just sung Hopelessly Devoted to You from Grease at a talent show. And afterwards, my dad took me out to sing karaoke. I didn't know at the time that if you're going out to sing karaoke, that's at a bar, But I sang, I've actually never told this story before, but...
It's a first for Play Branson.
It is a first. But I sang Amazing Grace a cappella.
In a bar.
And in a bar.
Cool.
And I just remember, I didn't really understand fully what was going on, but looking around and seeing, these people tearing up, and even as an 8-year-old, I remember thinking, oh, this is what I want to do. I want to be able to touch others with what God has placed in me, and whether that be a really fun song, because God can be glorified through all types of music, and sometimes people just need to escape, and you never know what someone's going through. So if I can add to someone's joy in their day, then that's what I love. So you go out to bar, you sing karaoke at 8. What happens after that? Well, I just went on singing around the house, and then we were actually living in Chicago at the time, and one day my dad came home and said, okay, if you see me in Chicago again, it ain't me. He was just a country boy caught in the city, and originally from this area, and so we up and moved to Republic, Missouri.
Okay.
And they kind of had in the back of their minds that it was close to Branson, and that I might be able to become involved in singing a little bit. And so, but I just went to school for a couple years, and then in 8th grade, I decided to take a year off and just focus on singing and dancing. I take a year off, and I became homeschooled. And so that enabled me to get involved in Branson a little bit. I started performing with American Kids, actually.
Yeah.
And
Dr. Dale.
So,
Hey,
yes,
Dr. Dale.
Dr. Dale. Such a precious and incredible man, and he actually came to surprise me to hear me sing recently at Mel's Hard Luck Diner, which is where I've been for the past couple of years.
Right.
But yeah, so I got involved in Branson, and I just fell in love with it, and so I just stayed down here, and that's what my life became, homeschooling and traveling down here and performing at Silver Dollar City and things like that throughout high school.
So did you go to college at College of the Ozarks?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did. And so I moved down here at 19, and 45 minutes away from home was as far as my dad was gonna let me, and I remember him saying, she might as well be on the other side of the planet. I'm like, Dad, it's an hour. But
little protective dad.
But they love me dearly, and through this entire Baldknobber new stage of my life, they have just been there every step of the way, and they come to a lot of the shows. But anyway, went to College of the Ozarks. Through that, I had a lot of opportunities to sing and for, different speakers and things like that, and I was under some amazing faculty, amazing staff there, so I wouldn't trade that experience for the world.
So at College of the Ozarks, like, they typically will do these big convocations every year and bring in, world-class, big-time speakers, and I happened to be out there once, and I remember it wasn't that long ago, you were like the main singer in front of thousands of people. And so I've got down here that you've sang in front of a lot of people. Mike Huckabee, Tim Tebow, Sarah Palin. So through a lot of those events, you've sang to lots of people.
Yes, and I would not trade those experiences for the world. And that Tim Tebow convocation was a really special night. It was just really neat to be a part of that, and they had me sing "You Raise Me Up," which has always been one of my most requested songs, and President Davis heard that on my album, and so he wanted that, and he said, "I know this is one of Tim Tebow's favorite songs." So but that was really an honor, and I think a lot of people were really blessed through that entire event and through all the events that C of O holds. Sarah Palin was really wonderful, and
So when did you graduate from C of O?
I graduated in 2013.
2013. So really not that many years ago.
It's been almost 5 years, and my degree there was actually pre-med in Spanish. I always had a passion for health and nutrition as well, and so after college I did a little with that, but I realized, and I had a lot of close family members that came to me and were like, "Layne, why are you not singing?" So they convinced me to audition at Mel's Hard Luck Diner, because it was a great little place. It was a fun place. We just happened to be eating in there one day, and then they convinced me to do that, and so that kind of led up to this. For
and
sure.
so we did an episode, gosh, it was probably sometime last year, where we went out to Mel's and just wanted to showcase Mel's, and so Layne was there. She was happy to talk to us on camera at that point in time, and so if you want to see her on a previous episode, I don't know, go back and look at all our episodes. It's in there somewhere. And so this is a great stopping point. We'll be back in just a moment with more from Layne Victoria here on Play Branson.
Coming inside, if you think I'm happy, you're right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well. It is well with my soul.
Branson's famous Baldknobbers is off and running with its new 2018 show. As Branson's premier country music and comedy variety show, we offer something for all ages to enjoy. Shows are Monday through Saturday night at 8 p.m. So don't wait. Book your tickets now for Branson's famous Baldknobbers. Call 417-231-4999 or visit baldknobbers.com. New show, new attitude, same great Mabe family tradition.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson. We're here with Layne Victoria, who is now at the Baldknobbers Theater, and if you just watched the first half of this episode, just heard about her history, and so kind of talk to us a little bit about Mel's Hard Luck Diner. We kind of stopped there and talk about that, how that prepared you, and what it's like working at Mel's.
I love Mel's Hard Luck Diner. It is the home of the singing servers, so everyone had to audition to get their positions there, and I love singing to little kids. I have a Disney princess album, so I like to do that and meet all the kiddos, and I like Mel's a lot because you'll hear a wide variety of music, everything from gospel to country to oldies, and I've met so many people that I've kept in contact with that have come in, and because when you're serving someone and they're there for 45 minutes or an hour, you can really get to know them pretty well, and so I've become Facebook friends with a lot of my guests that have come in, and they'll come in a year later and I'll sing to them again. And so Mel's is a really unique place, and it's a really special place. It's fun and upbeat, and I never planned on working there. It's funny how God works, because we were gonna go to Sugarleaf one day, but they were closed, so we landed in Mel's Hard Luck Diner, and then I saw the opportunity and everything, and so I've been there for almost 3 years now. And it's been a great job. It's been a great income, and I've made a lot of close friends. A lot of the people that sing and serve there have been there for 20 years or more.
Long time.
And who could be in shows in town probably if they wanted, but it just works better for their schedule. It's flexible, but it's a good place to visit.
And so now you've made this transition here to the Baldknobbers, and you just joined them for the 2018 season.
Yes.
So talk to us about how that all happened.
Well, of course, I've been at the diner for a little while. I had been praying for just wisdom for the future, and for God to guide my steps if He wanted me to step in any direction. And so I didn't audition for anything in the fall, which was, usually when people are auditioned, but I actually got a Facebook message from Brandon Mabe, who obviously is one of the producers of the Baldknobbers, and it was in February. And so I thought, well, this is interesting for someone to reach out in February. This must be a God thing. And they said they were looking for a female vocalist, and asked if I'd be interested in auditioning. And they hadn't heard me sing. I'd actually been recommended by someone that was in American Kids years ago.
The power of connections.
Yes,
right there.
yes.
Right
just
there.
a friend of mine that I had performed with, and so I auditioned 2 days later, and they hired me the day after that. So
Wow. And so, how long have you guys been open now? What, couple weeks maybe, or how long?
Yes, we opened on March 9th.
Okay.
So a few weeks or a month and a half, and it's been going really well. Of course, it's the slow season for Branson, but it's just, after a couple weeks, everything is like clockwork. So that's kind of nice, and I like just doing the same thing every show. Of course, every show is a tiny bit different, but at Mel's, everything, I might sing completely different songs one day versus the next, but here you can really nail it down and get into a groove with the cast. I love singing with a live band because I've always used tracks, and the band at the Baldknobbers, of course, they won Branson Band of the Year last year, and so they're phenomenal.
So if you've never heard of the Baldknobbers are one of the longest running shows in Branson, and really have an extremely long history. And so tell people, like, what can they expect from the Baldknobbers show this year? Because I've heard lots of really good stuff about this show this year.
Yes, it is a great show. It is. It's a kickin' country show, and then there's some gospel at the end too. The Mabe family has had the Baldknobbers show for 59 years, and so it's been passed down through the generations, and so they still have the great humor with Hargis and Droopy George, played by Tim Mabe, who is Brandon's father, and the great humor, and then they have revamped the show in the past few years to be more modern country, although they do definitely have some of the classics in there as well. There's a Patty, Mama Mabe does a Glenn Campbell tribute that's really special, and I can tell that a lot of our older folks, love that, recognize that.
Now, I like Glenn Campbell, and I'm not that old. So,
no, he was pretty special.
he was awesome. Glenn was great.
Yes.
So tell us, you have a feature song in the show. Can you tell us a little bit about that song,
Sure,
or do we have
yeah.
to wait until to see the show?
No, I sing the song "Born to Fly" in the show, which is a country song, and it's a fun song, and I kind of resonate with it really because it's just about a girl who wants to spread her wings and fly and fulfill her potential and everything. And so they specifically requested for me to pick an upbeat country song. And so this one's probably about 10, 15 years old, but it's a good song that everyone knows. And I also, they have me leading the song "It Is Well With My Soul," which is one of my favorite songs of all time. And so that is a really special time, and I love singing it with Megan and Patty. So
It's quite the trio there. And the other thing that you do that we haven't talked about yet is sometimes you actually will help lead worship at church.
yes.
And so
yes.
you've been on the stage there too. And so, I think if you've watched our show for any length of time, what you're starting to see is that Branson is the place where dreams can happen and where people can pursue, and sometimes it's just by chance. They're at the right place at the right time, and God just puts them in the right place, and then all of a sudden they're singing, and now they're going somewhere else. And so you've kind of seen that today, Layne, with your story.
Yes.
And I think it's awesome. Tell folks about your CDs, because you've got several CDs, I understand
Yes,
now. And
yes.
where can they find them at?
Okay. Probably my heart is in my gospel and Christian album, which I love all of my music, but I mentioned that one because it's a double disc album, and so there's old hymns on there. There is more popular Christian music. There's worship music, and so I love that one. And then my blues, country, and favorites album is a favorite also because it has everything from Karen Carpenter to Etta James to Little Big Town.
Wow.
Just a wide variety of popular songs that everyone loves, and some of my favorites as well. Daddy's Hands, I put that on there for my grandma.
Now, where can they get all these CDs at?
They can get them at Mel's. They
Okay.
can get my country and my gospel one here, or they can get them on Etsy, Layne Victoria on Etsy, and I have a Disney Princess one and a Christmas one as well.
Okay, folks, there you heard you can get these CDs, and so I know they're going to be good because I've heard her sing before. And if you haven't heard Layne sing, come check out the Baldknobbers. Schedule-wise, you're most nights at 8 o'clock, is that right?
6 nights every
6 nights.
night except for Sundays.
Except
so.
for Sunday night. So the Baldknobbers Theater, it's called Branson Famous Theater, actually. It is down Highway 165, just off 76, probably about a mile, I'm going to guess, on the right-hand side. You can ask anybody in town where it is, and they will point you that direction. If you need tickets to the Baldknobbers or any other show, be sure to go to ibranson.com, where you can purchase all of your show tickets here in town. And we'll be back in just a moment.
The Best Western Music Capital Inn. It's Branson's ultimate hotel, located across from the famous Shoji Tabuchi Theater. Relax in the indoor pool and hot tub. Enjoy the free hot breakfast every day. Gather in the lobby to reconnect with friends and family. For more information or to make reservations, call 877-334-8378.
Folks, today we are on location at Draft Sports Bar and Grill. Now, there's only about 8 of these in the United States, and Branson happens to be one of the few lucky places to give a Draft Sports Bar and Grill. Now you're thinking about, hey, where can I see the big game when you're on vacation? Well, they've got 16 screens here, so you're going to certainly find the game you're looking for, or I'm sure that they can turn to it if it's not on. But they've got a wide variety of food here, everything from chicken fingers to pulled pork. They've got a ton of big burgers you're going to love. I saw a ribeye, I saw shrimp on the menu. So it's going to be a place where the whole family can come and find something that they like. Now, if somebody wants a bar, they've got a bar here so you can get some adult beverages as well. And this is located on Shepherd of the Hills Expressway, just a little ways down from the Sight and Sound Theater. And then also between, over by the zoo, so kind of in between those locations, real close to Gretna Road and Shepherd of the Hills Expressway. So if you're looking for that casual atmosphere, fun place to come and dine, come check out Draft Sports Bar and Grill here in Branson, Missouri. Welcome back to Play Branson. This is our closing segment. You just saw us over at Drafts Sports Bar and Grill. And if you've never been there, you really need to check it out. They're actually doing a lot of construction right next door on the new 50,000 square foot water park. But they're still open, so don't think that they are closed. And then, if somebody would go get the Flavor of Branson dining guide, they can get I think it's a free drink coupon as long as they buy some food.
Right.
So that's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah,
So
can't
go
beat it.
Go get a Flavor of Branson coupon, go to Drafts, have some fun. Festival of Wonder.
I'm so excited about this new festival.
Coming up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool things there. So the Earth Harp Collective. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I mean, last year when we saw, the harp goes from the ceiling to the stage, and it's just absolutely spectacular.
It's long harp.
Yeah.
Like, we're not talking like a harp you just see. It's like,
No.
I don't know, hundreds of feet maybe?
It's
I don't
huge.
know. Here's something I think that's going to be cool. It's called X Pogo, an extreme pogo crew. I don't know that we've ever had an extreme pogo crew in
No,
Branson.
It's going to be crazy.
So I'm personally excited to see that one. We have speed painter Dan Dunn, and if he's the same guy,
He's incredible.
he starts out with it upside down and twists and turns it, and then when he's done, it's very cool. We have Cirque Unique, an extreme Cirque show, harp and hang drum. Hypnotic musical experience. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
So
Find
we need to
out.
go on there. So there's that, and there's a bunch more. And then they have crazy foods, things like grilled cheese with mac and cheese and pulled pork, waffle tacos, a variety of crepes and flatbreads, it says here. So here's the deal, folks. Silver Dollar City, I think, has the best food as far as a theme park in the entire country. If you disagree with me, just go on Facebook, tell me, okay? That's fine. Our next show, tell people who our guests on our next show they're going to be.
We've got someone from Legends in Concert. We've got Stacy with us, who portrays Martina McBride.
Yeah, so be sure to watch our next episode next Thursday that will launch. And folks, if you're planning your entire Branson vacation, you need help, be sure to go to the folks at ibranson.com. They can help you online. You can book your whole vacation there, or call them at 877 Entertain. 877 Entertain. Gosh, I can't believe I did that. Sorry, guys. Until next week, have a good one.
Try something different this vacation. Bring the whole family to Branson Segway. Segways are the most fun on two wheels since the bicycle. It's safe and fun. Ride at your own pace on our specially designed track. You can do it.
I don't know if I can do this, guys. I don't know.
To get your family from ho-hum to adventure, ride a Segway. Branson Segway and Adventure Center on Highway 165, just one block south of Titanic.
Come on, slowpokes! Ride like the wind!